But I thought we were supposed to be doing indoor gardening, like herb boxes and hanging baskets of flowers and yeah, well, that's what you have me for, to help you find your true priorities in this priority shuffle. Oh, so you mean like my kids, taking care of my parents when they get older, starting a home business. Those are lofty and valid goals, but I'm more focused on today's to-do list. But keep those goals in mind. We'll use them later. If you could only get one thing done today, what would it be? Uh, well, let's see. Well, maybe, yeah, exactly. It's hard when you have so many things that need your attention, which might already be deterred by thoughts of COVID and protests and murder hornets and this Saharan sandstorm sweeping through the south, right? South? Yeah, the South. Or whatever 2020 has left to throw at us, right? That's what you have me for, to prioritize your to-do list using your goals as a compass. Hola, hola! Welcome to Out of Bacon, the show that helps you navigate the tricky world of trauma with tips and tricks to help you get back to your most glorious self. And this is my adorable sidekick, Pixie, who's steady keeping watch in case any bicyclists come by. She hates them, hates them. So sorry for the delay. My son just graduated college and it was a weird graduation. Of course, I was brokenhearted that I wouldn't be able to see my beloved after 22 long years. Got pregnant in high school and was determined to see that kid cross that stage. But instead, we just had a little low-key party at his house with all his roommates, which was hilarious. Every time his name would get called for this, that, or the other, they would just kind of run down and cheer, yay, and we'd have a toast, and they go back to their rooms. My family came over for a good couple of days where Gavin and I got nice and spoiled. And yes, I say both of us got nice and spoiled because this was an achievement for the two of us, because I got pregnant back in high school. I just had to stay determined and focused to give that kid as much love as he needed and to make sure that he was educated and had a good foundation for life. So him crossing that stage was like, yes, he crossed the finish line. I was so excited. And, now that he's finished with that, I can be finished with this, because here I am sitting in the second house that I've purchased and the second house that he was raised in, and it's time to put it up for sale. So that's going to bring us full circle right back to the list I was talking about. Before that, let me tell you about one more thing that kind of got in the way of doing the indoor planting that I wanted to do, and why we've moved ahead to do this instead. You'll find out what it is in just a sec. Is that, you know how it is when like the cousins come over and things just kind of go a little haywire? As people were in and out of my car grabbing some stuff, in and out of my car, and ended up leaving the lights on. So no battery for me. I was actually got in the car, no joke, to go to pick starts up for that class. But it wouldn't start. And thankfully, Gavin was coming down in the next day or two, so I asked him to bring his jumper pack. I had a jumper pack, and he had a jumper pack, and we tried both of them, and none of them were working. So he brought his car, so we were able to go down to one of his friend's mom's house, and we went. It was like a full day adventure to get this. Ended up getting some jumper cables and whatever else, and finally got my car charged. It was the strangest thing. But, sometimes when you keep running into a wall like that, sometimes you just have to, look at the fates and look around you, and maybe this is not where you need to be putting your focus. So this is what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so I find that with setting your priorities, and you have all of that chaos happening in your head, and you're like, I need to do this, I need to do that, oh my God, and you open a room as you're going through your house, you're like, oh, I need to clean this room, I need to tend to that, I need to organize whatever. I found that if you can write something on paper, because vision boards are real, right? It really does help to see things written down and just help you keep track of the thoughts in your mind. Certainly helps. So if you have 1,000 things in your mind, try to pick out your top 5. Your top 5 things that you need to take care of. So for me is I wanted to do that planting, inside planting for you. Inside planting. I'm writing this down. Inside planting was one. I wanted to paint my rooms. I needed to get going on my real estate class, to organize the office. Sadly, that was a place when I stopped teaching. I just kind of went in, took all my teaching stuff from my boxes of teaching, and just went in and shoved it in my office. And no organization at all. And that's where I write. So what do you think has happened to my writing? Yeah, so let's put write down on there because I have a book that's 85,000 words. Here's the thing. It's 85,000 words on police violence. I've been writing this book for 5 years. I started when my friend Janetta died. This fox tattoo I have is for her. Anyway, so here's this book, and it had, you know, riots and protests and things like that. We were gonna change the world, and then it all started happening in real life. So I'm thinking I gotta start a different book. So here is my list of my top 5 things that I need to do. The inside planning. Second one is paint. And then real estate class. Then organize office and write. This is the hardest thing. Really. I'm a writer. Honestly, number 1 on every day, every single day should be to write. That the inside planting thing just wasn't going to happen because of my car. So that one was not going to be number 1, even though it was listed here. And the most important thing right now for me in my life is to put my house up for sale. Here, jot down your goals. So let's put up here our goals. I'll make it like a table. Okay, so we've got sell my house, become real estate agent. Ultimately, my number 1 goal is to become a writer. YouTube videos, because these are fun. And I think they're helpful for you. I hope so. Think in the comments real quick and say, you know, if you've seen something before, like if you've seen any of my other videos, which has been the most helpful for you. Divide basically your to-do list into urgent and not urgent, and important or not important. So for inside planting, that's neither urgent or, I mean, it's slightly important because I really want to get that. So I'll put it down as important. Painting is urgent and important. So I'll put UI. So there's my list right now. At the top are some of my goals. So sell my house, do my YouTube videos, become a real estate agent, and become a writer. The real estate class is both urgent and important. I'll just put down is like really, important. Organize office is important, and writing is important, but not urgent. Planting, I might even put down as not important or urgent. There we go. Not important or urgent. It's just for funsies. We should probably start there with our goals, urgent and important. YouTube videos is, I'll say urgent, but not necessarily important, except that I want to keep this channel going and I do want to be successful. So becoming a real estate agent, I'm going to say urgent and important because I got to pay my bills, girls and guys. Just imagine more girls are watching. Guys are watching because they want to look at me. I'll tell you. Here's a stupid little secret. When I was on dating sites, that's how I got like a lot of my followers too, is because I was on dating sites and they'd be like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, this, that, and the other," and I'm a YouTuber. And they're like, "Hey, that's really cool. Let me see your channel." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then they would subscribe. So a lot of my followers are old dates or things that didn't work out. Pretty Face can do some, but I am still stuck at 22 subscribers, so really hoping that we can move that number up because we're almost to the end of June, and I was really hoping that we can get to 30 subscribers by then. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and definitely like. And if somebody on your list you think would enjoy this, then then share it as well. All right, so we have here with our list, we have our goals here. Yep, urgent, important, urgent. There's only two that are urgent and important, which the first one is sell my house, okay? The second one is become a real estate agent because I got to pay my bills. So the only one of my to-do list that has anything to do with selling my house is to paint, right? So that suddenly becomes super urgent because I'm going to call my real estate agent. I had already signed with him before I started pursuing becoming a real estate agent, so I'm totally fine to just enjoy the profit of my sale and hand him the commission. Totally fine with that. Besides, I'm not ready to sell my house, and I need to sell my house. So then we're going to move to, so painting has to be first. So we're going to make paint number 1. And as far as my goals go, the only other thing that's on my list for urgent and important is become a real estate agent. So that means after I'm done painting, I need to sit my happy ass down and get to these classes. Okay, and then let's see. I've got become a writer and YouTube videos. So I guess those two are becoming like next. Oh. Sadly, as far as selling my house, I have to organize that office. Okay. So we're going to put that one as 3. Because in order to sell my house, I have to clean that shit out. I do. I have to clean that shit out. I have to clean a lot of this out. I have to start like packing and stuff. I have YouTube videos on there. Can I do a YouTube video on that? Organization, perhaps? We don't know. Okay, I'm going to stop there. So we don't have to determine necessarily. We can fight with about what's number 4 and what's number 5. We can fight about that all we want. But really all we need to get off that hamster wheel of worry and stop freaking out is to make sure that we have a top 3. And we do. We have a top 3. So right now we have paint the house, paint the inside of the house, and 2, do our real estate class. So I'm going to take you over. We're going to get started on our painting, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm selling. And then we're going to talk about our grief, because as much as I want to sell my house, I'm very sad about it because deer come out that window right there. This is like my favorite seat. And I saw deer out there, and I saw a family of deer. Same day, that afternoon, that evening, like closer to dusk, there was a big old stag out in the front yard. I love it. It's just so fantastic, especially if you're a nature lover like me. You love animals. It's fantastic. All right, so we have our list of our top 3 things, because if we're getting in that crazy mindset, where we just can't figure it out, we've chopped it down to 5, and then we were able to figure out our top 3. We set some goals. We were able to find our top 3 that will support our goals, or at least the most important of our goals, okay? We have paint as number 1. Let's get to it.